Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Now today I've got here the latest Windows 10 mini computer from Minix, and spoiler alert, my top 3 favorite features on this mini computer are: it can deliver or it can drive a triple display setup, which is awesome for a mini computer, and the first one that I've tested with this feature. It's upgradable in terms of RAM and the SSD, and with a single USB Type-C cable I can power the computer, drive image and data out of it. So in my opinion, some really interesting features. And that being said, let's take a closer look at it. And this video is sponsored by NordVPN, a VPN service available for almost any platform, with servers in 56 countries at an affordable price. Check out the link below for more details. And we are back. So starting as usual with a very quick unboxing experience, guys. I'll give you a few seconds, but what you will see right over there, it's a nice packaging as usual from Minix. It comes with the N42C-4, a power adapter with the main sockets, an HDMI cable, and then the VESA stands, and of course a quick user guide. Now when we look closer at it, in terms of build quality, it's the usual quality that Minix uses in their mini computers and Android TV boxes. It's a well-made plastic, as you guys can see on the image. In terms of connectivity, it has 3 USB 3.0 ports, a power button on the left hand side, and then on the right hand side it has a Kensington lock, and then it has at the back a power input jack, a gigabit Ethernet port, a mini display port, HDMI 1.4, and a USB Type-C port. There's also a 3.5mm jack that can be used also as a optical output. And of course we can take advantage of the VESA mount adapter included to mount it if we want to, of course, and I'll show you some images on screen on the back of a display, which can be very useful if we want to save space. Now guys, one of the things that I stated as a spoiler alert is regarding the USB Type-C cable. Now usually on any computer we have to use a power cable and then at least one HDMI or mini display port or display port cable to drive image. Now in this particular case, this is the first mini computer that I've used that can drive not only power to the computer but also image to a display. Now the display that I'm using at this moment is my LG 27 UD88W, which has, as you guys know, or if you don't, I will leave a link down below so that you can check it out. It has a USB Type-C port that can be used for data transfer, image, and can power the computer. So hopefully you guys have had a few seconds there to watch how this computer can be plugged to a display. And of course there are several displays with this technology. With a single cable I can use the computer without having a mess of cables on the desk. Now another interesting feature, at least in my opinion, is the ability to upgrade the N42C-4, which stands for 4 GB of RAM. Now it comes with 4 GB of RAM and it comes with 32 GB of flash storage ready out of the box, so we can use it as it is. But for those of you like myself that enjoy upgrading their devices, this one we can. All we need to do is just to open the bottom cover, as you guys can see on the images, by removing some screws, and then once we lift the cover we will have access to the RAM slots and also to the PCI slot for the M.2 SSD. And in my particular case, as you guys can see over there, I did use 16 GB of Kingston Impact DDR3 RAM and also 256 GB Transcend M.2 SSD. By the way, the maximum that we can use on this mini computer to expand the storage is 16 GB of RAM and 512 GB of flash storage. Now in terms of specifications, we already mentioned almost everything. It packs the Intel quad-core N4200 CPU and it has 4 GB of RAM, expandable up to 16 as we've seen, and also 32 GB of flash storage that we can expand to 512. Now in terms of display, we can drive a 4K display right over here up to 60 Hz if we use the USB Type-C connector. We can also have 60 Hz at 4K if we use the mini display port, and 4K at 30 Hz if we use the HDMI output. Now, in terms of benchmarks, so that you guys can compare with other devices, I'll give you a few seconds there on screen so that you can take a look at them. Now, let me just mention that we are talking about a mini computer with an Apollo Lake CPU, which is a generation ahead of what we are used to see on the market in terms of this kind of mini computer. Nonetheless, what I can say is that in terms of the network speeds, they are pretty decent, both on Wi-Fi and also on the internet. On the disk speed test, we got some decent results, and then we have also some results for Geekbench and also for the most common tests on 3D Mark Score so that we can compare. Now, this will never be a AAA gaming computer unless we use GameStream, as we have covered here on the channel many times before, so I will not repeat myself, but we can use it for productivity, for example, for office tasks like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and even some Photoshop, as we have seen before on weaker computers than this one. Or we can use it as an entertainment living room PC to watch movies, listen to music, and you name it. We have a lot of options here. By the way, in terms of Netflix, it will go up to 1080 resolution using the app. And for those of you that are curious regarding Kodi, I did test it out. It played everything, including the 4K 10-bit H.265 videos, which are the heaviest ones that I've got here in terms of testing, so no issues at all. And before I forget, it also has a Windows 10 Pro full license, which is not very common to find on mini computers. Actually, this is the second one that I use with the Windows Pro 10 license. The other one was the Z83-4 Pro from Minix as well, so it's something that is not very common, and for those of you that need a Pro license, here it is. And that is it, guys. In conclusion, in my opinion, this is one of those mini computers that appear on the market that will mark a stand and will keep pushing and pushing, especially these three features that I mentioned regarding the triple display setup that this mini computer can drive, which is great, especially for those that love to work in multitasking like I do. Also the upgradability, and of course that little touch of using a single cable to display image to power the computer and transfer data was just awesome. And that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget that usual thumbs up. As always, my name is Roberto Jorge, and I'll see you guys on the next one.